one street over, and yes, I'm hee-hawing in here with Terry Martin. We're showing. I don't normally share the kids' newscast on my personal page, but I'm the audio video production teacher at Greenbrier High School. And so one of the things that we do is we start doing the news 3 days a week. Now, our goal is to do it every day and do it in a live stream and all those things, but we're not quite there yet. Maybe by next year, but there's a lot of moving pieces that have got to get going for that. But nonetheless, so we do our 3 day news. We do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Well, we've started this. We did a whole series of lessons on kind of special effects. We watched the 1930s Invisible Man movie and looked at how they did it and how can we do it now. And with green screen, green screen's super simple. Trying to do the swap is a little bit catchy. As you can see in what we put up today, it's not perfect, but so we decided to do an Invisible Man newscast. And the kid that is my primary newsman, Jackson Dawson, has this beautiful mop of hair. And so, I mean, you just know it. You can see it down the hall and just see the top of his head. Like, there's Jackson. Yeah. You know, because he's got this gray hair. And I said, okay, we're going to green screen you except your hair.
Oh, that was really his hair?
Oh, that's him.
Oh, I thought that was a wig.
No.
That is some good hair.
I told him that yesterday. I said, your hair is so perfect, it looks like we have a wig on your head.
I thought it was.
No, what I did is I took the top of the green screen costume and I opened it to where we could pull it down over his face and just kind of tuck it up under his hair. Yeah. It's his hair, man.
Oh, yeah, he's got some hair.
Great hair.
He's got some good hair.
Anyway, that is so funny that you thought that was a wig.
I did. I thought it was a wig.
That's great. And then I said, but you're going to have props because you want people to know it's really you sitting there. Yeah. And so he picks up the football and he's, got it in his hands. And then I went and got a trumpet from or whatever horn that is. I don't know. I don't know my wind instruments. But anyway, I got something from Mr. Martin. And then we have a penny wars going on. He dumps this thing of pennies and the donut dash. And I gave him a bag of donuts. And I said, you get to eat those because those are yours for doing this. It was just so funny. But we also did our version of this Legend of Sleepy Hollow, and I had the Headless Horseman riding a Rocky horse or a spring horse, and it's it's a parody, of course. Yeah. But anyway, go and check out our Greenbrier audio. If you follow that link, I put the link up to the Invisible Man newscast, so you can go there, and that'll take you to our Facebook page, and you can see all that. And we also have a YouTube page, but
there you go. Check it out.
We're having fun.
I've seen a clip of it. It's good.
Yeah, I had to turn the mics on. I couldn't let you see the whole thing. It was a couple of minutes long, but you can check it out later.
It's good.
But it's fun. My husband goes, that's so cheesy. I'm like, it's Halloween. Get over it. So, but anyway, we'll do our more serious newscast for tomorrow. But even then, Jackson wants to do it. He's coming in costume. He goes, can I do the news for Friday in costume? I said, yeah, I guess so.
Oh, good for him.
So we're having fun. The kids enjoy it,
Hey, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly. So go watch our Invisible Man newscast. It's super cute. And happy Halloween, I guess. Don't bring the darkness in. Be the light. And I was listening to a devotional this morning, and it said, darkness is not a thing. Darkness is not a thing. It's just the absence of the light. It's just what happens when you have the absence of the light. And I'm like, that's really good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
That is good.
Darkness is not a thing. It's just the absence of the light. So be the light, man.
Wow.
Be the light.
I like that.
There you go. See you later.
It's a great start. Yeah. That's show's over.
Terry Martin's in the house. I love you so much because I can call you because I had something, it's like a lot of times I'll have a guest and then like, well, we can't make it. And then I start thinking about, I bet Terry can come because you're on your way to work.
I'm away.
Yeah. And you're like, yeah, I could stop in. And I appreciate that. That helps me tremendously. But one thing too, honestly, I really need to plug in with you more because there's so much going on with parks here.
Yeah. I always like to come in and brag and talk about what's going on in the Parks Department.
So what's your big brag right now?
Well, I know I've talked about this before and it takes so long whenever you're working with, the state. Yeah. There's just a lot of documentation that you have to go through and making sure everything's correct. So it's a good thing, but it just takes a while. But we just ordered the playground for Playground 2000.
Yay.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yep. We're about to put the bid out next week for the restroom facility at Gardner Street, tear that old restroom down, build a new one. And for all the pickleball fans out there, because I know there's a bunch of them that have been waiting, the company that got the bid for the pickleball courts cannot get to it until the spring. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we won't see them until spring.
I really want to embrace pickleball. I got a pickleball set for Christmas last year, and I've had all this knee surgery and all that, and I'm just waiting until the doctor says go. And says you can just do anything you want. And man, I'm going to get into it because I like that kind of stuff. I like, I'm not a person that likes to watch sports, but I like to participate in them.
Yeah.
And that's one even us old folks can do. So they say, because didn't you tell me this little old lady just like owned your son?
Oh, she owned him. She owned him.
That's hysterical.
Yeah, him and his buddy were playing, and they were like, yes, if you want to come out here, you can. We don't have no problem. And all of a sudden, whim, wham, bam.
She was a ringer. She's like, can I play?
Yeah.
And it's like, boom, boom.
Yeah. It was over.
Knock it out. That is hysterical. I love it. But that's what, when you told that story, that's what I was thinking about the pool shark going, oh, where's the cue ball? And
yeah.
it's like clearing the table.
Cleared it out.
Yeah.
That's what she did to him.
I think that's
They left them standing there with their mouths open.
Exactly. I am competitive in physical sports. When it comes to cards and games and table games, I get so bored. But if it's a physical sport, man, I can throw it down. But I've just, I've got these new joints now, and they're just jonesing to get back out there and just, get busy. So, but anyway, so that's the big, all the things. Our parks are the coolest. Y'all do such a great job. Your staff,
great staff,
amazing.
Great staff,
and the center. Let's talk about that. We're going to get into all the Winter Wonderland stuff and all those things because, we're here. We're on the cusp of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the main reasons I wanted Terry to get in because I wanted the dates of all the stuff. But talk about, for people who are new, what the center is all about and how inexpensive it is, especially for seniors like me that are, what's the senior age? Is it like, because I'll be 62 in December.
Yeah,
I think I'll get full senior benefits after 62.
Yeah, you can come down there and walk for free. Yeah. It's free. And then if you want to do the workout room for seniors, it's $10.
Oh, man, for the month?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
that's incredible. My husband and I are going to start embracing that a little bit more.
Or if you're not a full-time walker and for the seniors it's free, but if you're not somebody that exercises regularly and you just want to come every once in a while, it's $3.
Okay,
just to
come in
and
use the machines
for a day.
What all do you have in there as far
we got
as
ellipticals, we got the treadmills, we got the stair climbers, we got the bicycles, we got a lot of single individual universal machines that cover every part of your body: shoulders, arms, biceps, triceps, lower back, upper back, thighs, calves.
I really want to start because I'm now to the point that I want to start toning back up and doing some weights, and I really love stair machines, and so I need to get my husband in there because he knows all about what I need to do and all that, but I just need tone, so I could come in and that's a great deal. That is a great deal.
It is.
You can't beat it. You can't.
It's quiet.
Yeah.
It's a good location. If you do the $10 for the exercise room, you also can shoot. We have several seniors that go out and shoot basketball in the morning.
See, I love doing that.
Yeah, they like going out and shooting basketball.
That's my sport, is basketball. I'll get Muriel. She's all retired. We'll go down there and she'll own me because she was like an all-star. I don't know if you know who Muriel Barnett is. I guess she played at Springfield. She's from Coopertown. But I ran into somebody here local, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Muriel was an all-star." She was one of these that's like, it'd be a bad game if she got 20 points a game. I think she'll be like, "LaVern, you've got it all wrong." But she was really good.
Yeah,
I like to tease her. But didn't you play half court? I don't know. I think she played full court. I'm Kentucky. We never played half court.
Yeah, I
mock my Tennessee friends that played about the same time I did. I'm like, yeah, but you were playing half court. We would own you. We were runners. That's the reason I had to get all my joints replaced is because I was a runner for so many years. But it started in high school playing ball, and man, we would pound you. We ran and up and down that court. We were big old country girls, man. We owned you. But anyway,
you got the
full contact
competitiveness flow in you this morning.
Well, if it's a physical sport, yeah. That pickleball thing got me started. I'm like, I want to be good at pickleball.
Yeah.
But again, don't give me cards though. I'm just like
snoozing out.
I can't do that.
No Uno for you.
I do because my grandchild.
Yeah.
My grandchildren, but my 8-year-old grandson's always wanting to play cards or something. His mama's family. That's them. They're like, let's get a game out. And I'm like,
board games and cards. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's fun because when you get around, you start doing it. But my attention just is like, what's over there?
Yeah.
And
I'm not. Yeah.
and you don't want to be on my team because I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care if we win. I don't care. I don't care. Anyway, they're like, nobody wants mama on their team. Excuse me. All allergies. So Terry Martin's here. Talk to me about Winter Wonderland. How's it going?
It is. It's about to fire up. So we open up not open up, but we start putting up everything next Monday. Was that November 4th? November 4th.
Yep.
So next Monday we'll start. So the back of the park will be closed.
Okay.
And we get phone calls on it, but it's got to close down because we've got tractors and trucks and cords and wires and lights laying everywhere, running everywhere. So we just can't have the public doing their thing back there, unfortunately, right. But it's for a good reason. Mm-hmm. So the back of the park will be closed down. Weather pending, it usually takes 2 weeks to get the back set up. Mm-hmm. And then the front of the park will remain open until we're done with the back. And then once we get to the front, we'll close the entire park.
Okay.
So
it's closed then a couple of weeks before you open? It's
closed November 4th for about 2 weeks.
Okay.
The back is.
The back.
The front's open. You can still come out and park and walk the Greenway, fish. Mm-hmm. You can do anything that's up front. Right. And once we get the back done and completed and we get ready to move to the front, then we close the entire park, and the entire park will be closed until opening night, which is December 7th.
That's the big news. December 7th.
December 7th.
December 7th. I love it.
Gates will open at 5:30 and they close at 9. And we will have 3 Saturdays this year, the 7th, the 14th, and the 21st. Those 3 nights, those 3 Saturdays, bring your family, come on out. You can get out, you can walk. And we'll have, of course, all the Christmas lights set up. And then we'll have inflatables one night. We'll have pony rides. We'll have pet and zoo. We'll have movie night. So on those 3 Saturdays, that's when you can get out and walk.
It's the 7th?
14th and the 21st.
Got it. Okay.
And then the rest of the time from the 7th to the 23rd, every night is drive-through.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are we doing any kind of a collection or anything at the gate, or is that still kind of like, just because, that started whenever the tornadoes happened. And
yeah.
There was a lot of things. It was just so much that was raised. It was awesome. And then we did a coat year.
We did a coat year, coat, gloves, hats. So we're in talks. We're seeing if we can pull something together on that or not.
Well, and it's one of those things you'll know when you know.
Yeah.
If there's something needed. If there's nothing, you kind of don't want to. If it's not needed, then. Or if there's not something specific, but and it's just so cool that ours is free. You go to a lot of these areas and it's a $20 a car to go through some of these things. It's crazy, and it's just, and you can walk through. I just love that we have walk-through days.
Yeah,
and I've been trying to get my kids to come and walk it with me. And my birthday's on the 8th. So, trying to get the family together, though, here because they're all scattered, it's so difficult now. And we actually do our family Christmas because I'm a boy mama. I gave up the holidays. I'm just like, no, they don't matter. It's just a day. So we do Thanksgiving the day. We're doing Thanksgiving the day after day after Thanksgiving, and we do Christmas early. I like to do it early. So then I can just sit back and enjoy it and watch everybody else go crazy. Yeah. And just be like, yeah, I'll come. We've already had Christmas. Yeah. It's like, and then I'm not kidding. It's fun. It's, when I figured that out, I'm like, oh yeah, I like this. And then you get to be the first gift giver. And the grandkids are like, oh, they're still excited. If you wait until right at Christmas, and if you've got kids that are just so blessed and, very spoiled, like my grandkids are, they're not impressed. Yeah. You give them their 10th gift, and it's like, oh, I've got one of these. And it's like, well, yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. I digress.
And you got the Santa Claus gifts. They come Christmas morning.
Of course.
Can't forget those.
Can't forget those. But anyway, it's just, that's what you're doing with the walkthroughs should coincide with when my family's going to be here. I'm hoping.
Well, that'd be good.
But now, what about our parade now? When is it happening?
December 7th.
So it's going to happen there, and then you can just head on out to the opening night for. That's wonderful. I love that, and I love our Christmas parade because it's a night parade. It's lit. Yep. It's awesome. It is just the best.
Christmas parade this year is December 7th. It'll start at 5:30 this year. Okay. If you're interested in putting a float in the parade, and we hope you are, You're going to go to springfieldtn.gov/parade. That's springfieldtn.gov/parade and sign up.
Awesome.
And everybody that signs up, we want you to bring a gift. Bring it out that night, and that goes to Kiwanis kids.
Awesome.
Yep.
Absolutely. Kiwanis, they really bring it when it comes to helping the kids.
They do.
I mean, we're talking about the tornado. They sent so much stuff up to Kentucky whenever up to Mayfield. I took a trailer load for them, just tons of stuff.
They do an awesome job.
You better believe it.
Yep.
And so that is wonderful. Now, I was side note as you're talking about what time the parade starts, because we will be, of course, in our I don't know, it's not daylight saving time, but we'll fall back this weekend. So I want to go ahead and mention that. I'm glad that the time didn't change until after Halloween, so we get a little bit better light tonight. But we do change the clocks back. We fall back an hour this weekend, so keep that in mind. One of these days, maybe they'll leave it alone, and we won't have to deal with that. But that means, it'll definitely be dark by 5:30. So.
The deadline on the float registration is November 24th.
Okay.
So
November 24th.
Get in there as soon as possible. Makes it easier on the staff, the city employees that are running that show on the parade in. It helps them out. So just get in there as soon as you possibly can.
Do you know how many floats we normally have in that thing? Because it's a great parade. It's a lot of fun.
Yep.
And if you've not been, you're just missing it. I love it. I love seeing the lights. It's just the best. It's just the best. And I think my grandkids actually were here for it last year. Because they came out for opening night and everything. So we were here. But I think what happened, somehow or another, we ended up not getting to walk through the lights, because I think we had a little one that was melting down.
Yeah.
Because it happens.
Yeah.
The little one was only a year old. The youngest of my grandsons was just a year old. So I think he was having a meltdown or something like that. But,
It happens.
But we got to kind of see it and everything, and we got to be a part of the parade. But to me, that's a perfect Christmas night. Go to the parade and then go walk through the park and just enjoy it.
That's an evening.
You better believe
that's
it.
A great evening.
It's just that's America.
Yeah, that's it.
America. So, do we have any things you like to add stuff? I know they never like for you to go to the Dollywood lights, because then you come back with ideas. Did that happen this year?
No, I did. We do have something new. We're adding this year. It's not the big, we've got Santa Claus, I think, is in it. An elf is in it, and a reindeer, and it's animated with the propellers turning. We're going to have a helicopter,
nice.
a helicopter somewhere on site. So that's one of our new scenes for this year. But we're finally to the point where, when you come into the park until you turn around to come back out, we're pretty slammed full.
Yeah.
We have finally gotten there.
I love it.
So
just adding a little bit every year.
I add a little bit every year. And
so are the reindeer going to be there?
The reindeer are going to be there. Yeah.
The first time I saw that, I'm like, this is Robertson County.
Yeah. So
that was awesome.
Well, it's December 7th through the 23rd.
Yeah.
So they're in the stable.
Yeah.
They're hooting and hollering and ready to go. And Santa Claus is in the front cabin.
Yeah, it's just so funny. Because it's deer heads, But it reminds me.
It's the rest of them's in the barn.
Sure, of course they are. The funniest thing, well, I tease my husband. He's from Michigan, but he's from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And let me tell you something. They're the biggest rednecks you ever met in your life, northern rednecks. Because first time I ever saw this was one of my first Christmases up there. And, of course, they have lake effect snow. A lot of times they have snow and all that. And so it's that, really picturesque thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I look up on the roof of the neighbor's house, and they have sawhorses and deer hides and antlers. They made it was real deer.
That's right.
But it was from their hunting.
Done it right.
And a red nose on the front one, man. But it was deer hides and antlers and deer heads.
Hey.
Mounted on these sawhorses. It was hysterical.
Take a little lumber and
oh my gosh,
add a deer mount.
It was so funny, so funny. But I was like, "That's a redneck." But that was so good. But then when I drove through and I saw our deers in the stable, I'm like, "Yeah, buddy, we're all the same."
Yeah,
it was great. It's funny. I love it.
It's funny because we've got that one little Charlie Brown scene, and,
Yeah.
and it's like, I don't know, 20 foot long, and there's really not much to it. But it's crazy how many people, because that was one of the first scenes that we ever had since in the beginning, and it's crazy how many people, like if I got rid of that scene,
They'd have a fit.
yeah. And is it outdated? I mean, Charlie Brown probably never outdates, but
No.
is it outdated? Yes. Is it, but they do not want that. They take a picture with that scene every year with their family, and they've had it for the last 21, 22 years, and it's crazy.
But that's the thing, and I would be very disappointed if the deer stalls weren't there.
Yeah.
Like they're hysterical. That's probably one of my favorite things because it tells me I'm home.
That's right. That's exactly right.
It just tells me I'm home.
That's right.
So talking with Terry Martin, he is our Parks and Rec director, and just the best. He does such a great job, and he's got a great staff. I can't brag on him that he won't brag on his staff, so I'll brag on him for him.
I love my staff.
Y'all have fun. It's obvious that y'all have a great time, and there's so many cool things. While we've got the United Way guys coming on in here in just a minute, but while we're just kind of wrapping it up, what if somebody was brand new? Do you have like the laundry list of parks that you could just give them real quick? Yeah. So go for it.
Travis Price Park, 4155 Wilkes Road. We got Gardner Street Park, 200 North Gardner Street. We got Martin Luther King Park, 2326 Main Street. I had to think about that for a second. And then we got the center, 401 North Main.
Okay.
So yeah, we've got something for at Travis Price Park. You can come on out. We got outdoor basketball courts. We got outdoor sand volleyball courts. We got 2 soccer fields that are open to the public. We got baseball and softball fields. We got an 18-hole disc golf course that's outstanding. We got good greenway trails. We got a playground in the front. What else we got out there? We got the lake to go fishing in. Yeah. You can go fishing, get your license, and come out and go fishing. Gardner Street Park, that's the one that we're revamping. So we've got the dog park down there now. We've got the tennis courts down there. We've got the brand new skate park down there. Thank you, Kiwanis Club.
Very cool.
Yes. We've got a brand new playground that's coming, an all-inclusive playground that's coming in. We've got a brand new restroom facility that's coming in. And we got 2 pickleball courts that'll be coming. And that should be all done by the end of spring, all those add-ons. And then Martin Luther King Jr. Park, we've got our regulation size track that's a rubber surface if you don't like walking on asphalt. We've got that available. We've also got 2 multi-purpose fields out there that are open to the public when soccer season's not in. We got a splash pad. We got a pavilion. And we've got a walking trail out there that's about 0.4 of a mile. Well, no, I think that one's 2.4 of a mile. So yeah, we got plenty. We got plenty of stuff to do in all of our parks. Got a great greenway, 2.8 mile greenway from Travis Price Park to Gardner Street Park, and then it extends from there uptown, goes all the way out to Bransford. Hopefully one day soon it'll run from Bransford and connect all the way out to Martin Luther King Jr. Park.
I love it. And if you're new, I think some people, when they come into this area and they're considering moving here, I've heard people say, man, I saw the parks and what they have available, and that was kind of the final thing. Is like, yeah, I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there. And y'all do just such a great job, and just new stuff all the time. I mean, that's one thing. You figure the dog park and the skate park, those and the disc, those were all people who had suggestions and then helped make it happen, right? That came in. Well,
absolutely.
Like said the club that came in with the skate park, but the dog park and the disc park, those was completely just people. Hey, do you think we could do this? And you're like, sure.
Yeah. They come in and I'd get a phone call and say, hey, can we put in a disc golf course? Can we put in a dog park? Can we put in this? And I'm always like, yeah, if we have the space and it doesn't interfere with anything that we do in the regular season, hey,
go for it.
We're running out of space.
Yeah.
So anybody inside the city of Springfield that's got some property that they would like to donate,
there you go,
or sell for a reasonable price, we're always looking for park space because with the neighborhoods that are coming in, population's going to go up. we need more park space.
That's true. And so, I mean, keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot. Do you have some land you have your eye on that's in the city that you're like, ooh, I wonder what the deal is on that? Have you had anything like that?
There's a couple spots that I looked at that you really couldn't build on because they were in floodplains, and they would be good for like a mountain bike trails or bicycles to go in. And then if they flooded, it didn't destroy, $100,000, $200,000 worth of equipment or, something like that. So we've looked at places like that before, trying to maybe put in some more soccer fields and locations. So we're always on the hunt, but we don't know where all of this property is, and we can't read people's minds. So if somebody's got something they'd like to donate, or, they'd like to have a piece of property put in a family member's name and turn it into a park.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? I mean, that's the thing. You could, something for, just the family legacy and stuff. And maybe your property's just outside the city limits. You could say, well, we could annex it.
That's right. Yeah.
That could be done
That's
if you're
true.
on the edge. I know I've got people on my road that have had their property annexed into the city. Yeah. And so, I mean, if you're close enough, it could possibly happen. So there's just all kinds of options. So keep that in mind. But again, the big news, Winter Wonderland and the parade and all the things, December 7th, 5:30 with the parade. And then what time will the official opening be of Winter Wonderland? What time does that open?
Gates open at 5:30.
Okay, so the same time as the parade.
Same time as the parade. Yep. So you can go to the parade for a couple hours and come on out to Winter Wonderland.
So is there going to be drive-through that night as well if you want to drive through? Or
Winter Wonderland?
Yeah.
Every night from December 7th to the 23rd, if you just want to drive through, you can. Yep. Okay. Every night. 7 days a week, every night. But the only nights to get out and walk will be the 7th, the 14th, and the 21st.
Okay. And then the last night is the 23rd?
Yes.
Because and the reason for that, guys, is because people who have to work it, they need to be with their families.
Yeah, so, Christmas Eve, we want staff to be with their family. So
and that makes absolutely
now, if you're interested this year on the 7th and the 14th, if you are one of those people that like to purchase a Christmas tree late, like on the 14th, or if you want it early on the 7th, John and his wife, they have a Christmas tree farm in Coopertown.
Okay.
They're coming out this year, and they're going to set up. And they're going to sell Christmas trees.
Oh, that's neat.
So they'll be right there by the parking lot area. We'll have them all lit up. So if you want to walk through Winter Wonderland, and then when you're done, come back and do the old Griswold thing and buy you a Christmas tree and tie it to the top of your car or truck and carry it home after Winter Wonderland, it's going to be available this year.
What a fun way to get your tree.
Yeah.
And that's there you go. That's a lot of fun.
Yep.
I love that.
That'll be the 7th and the 14th. Those first two Saturdays, he will be set up, and he will be selling Christmas trees.
Do you know what type of trees he raises? Because the different species,
Yeah, you need to get him in here. I'll give you that information.
Send me a text.
Yeah.
And just say, hey, and I'll have him in next week.
Yeah,
probably. I think I've got some time open next week.
You need to get him in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, anybody, you can call me 615-594-7736, 615-594-7736. If you have a show suggestion, if you want to come on, text me. I say call me. I never answer my phone because I have the ringer off because I'm always either in classroom or I'm doing this or I'm driving. It just seems like. So my kids are like, Mother, turn your phone on. It's like, I can't,
No time?
No time, man. You just text me and I'll call you back. But
I'll get you his information.
Text me whatever. Yeah. And I would love to have him in and
talk about it.
For sure.
Yeah, because he'll know all the different trees that he has. He donated the tree to us last year for the tree that, we put in front of the cabin where Santa Claus is. So
do they cut them, or can you cut them? Can you come in and cut them? Do you know what that is? I'll get him in for
at Winter Wonderland.
No, at their farm.
Oh, at their farm. Yeah, he may have an area out there because whenever I went out there, they're growing out there.
Yeah.
So he may have an area out there where you can cut them yourself. But I think that would be a good. They're good folks.
Yes, I've had him in before. He's come in when you were not available. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, get him in. Let him.
That'd be a great conversation. He needs to
promote Winter Wonderland, and
for sure,
because he's going to be out there. And they also make, they make a lot of little crafts out of the trees. They do some stuff like that you'll be able to purchase too. So
that's awesome. I love it. This is the season, guys. We are in it. We got to get through this. Again, this dark season that people want to do today. It is Halloween. Happy Halloween. But just remember, darkness is not a thing. It's just the absence of the light. So bring the light in. Don't play with that dark stuff today. Just bring in the light. And then tomorrow we begin our trilogy of holidays as we approach Thanksgiving. We give thanks for all that we have. And then as we approach Christmas, we praise for the Savior. And then we get a praise and thanksgiving for that redemption we have every day as we go into a new year. It's the trilogy of holidays, but it doesn't start. It starts tomorrow. So,
Amen.
there you go.
Amen.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
Take your little Jesuses.
I got them.
There you go. I got a little Jesus on you. Appreciate you coming. I saw Brian come
Anytime.
in.
Thank
All
you.
right. God bless you. We'll keep talking about Winter Wonderland, and we'll have John in as well. But as we continue on, I'm going to do one of our ads. And I'm going to let Brian make his way on in here. I'm not sure. I think Catherine's coming in. I'm not sure. But come on, Brian, sit down, and I'm going to talk about Veterans Motorplex at the Rim. I don't get to talk about them for a lot longer because they're about to finish up their season. And they had planned on having a race this weekend, but then Jerry's like, we got this big race up in Nashville, so we're going to close this weekend and encourage everybody to get out to the races up in Nashville. They've got this big, let me see if I can find it here. But they've got the big, what is it? Come on. Here we go. It's the All-American 400 happening at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. And so he's saying, Brian's in here. I said, it's kind of like whenever your preacher gets up and says, okay, we're not going to have church tonight. We're going to go up the street and we're going to support their meeting. Mm-hmm. It's almost like what Jerry's doing. He's like, okay, they got this big, American 400 this weekend at the National Fairgrounds. So we're going to close and we're going to go up there. But then next weekend is when they're going to officially close the season for Veterans Motorplex at the Rim. And they're calling it the Chili Willy Bowl. 1,000 to win, 75 lap Crown Vics, 500 win, 40 lap Pure Stocks, 30 lap LS Pro Stocks, 100 lap Sportsman, 30 lap SRM Pro 4 Series, 20 lap Scrapers, 30 lap Ridge Runners, 20 lap Big Dogs. And I know nothing about what that means, but I just know that it's a fun time. If you get out to Veterans Motorplex at the Rim, this is the historic Highland Rim Speedway. They extended their season into November because they got a late start. They were doing some renovations, and they're beautiful. And it just looks great. It's just awesome track, historic track at 6801 Kelly Willis Road in Greenbrier. If you're new to the area, you got to get out to the races. You'll have one more chance to go next Saturday. This Saturday, they want you to go to the Nashville Speedway. But a $40 ticket will get your whole family in unless you have more than 6 kids. $40 up to 6 kids and 2 adults. One ticket price. Got a great concession stand. You will have a blast. You will love it. Get out to the Chili Willy Bowl next Saturday night. And gates will open at 4:30. Racing will start about 7:30. But it's going to be a big time. It's going to be a good time. And they'll have things for the kids to do. It's just a great family environment. Great time to get out to the races before the racing season is over for the year at the Old Highland Rim Speedway Veterans Motorplex at the Rim. And always let them know that you turn Cincha. And my friend Brian Pooley.
Our kids this morning, so
you got little kids,
man. Yeah, it's your day to day, literally every day of your life. So I text her last night. I said, "Hey, just checking." And she said, "Oh, I got to take my kids." So yeah, I got it. No worries. So
good deal.
Yeah.
But Brian Pooley's in the house.
Good morning.
Our United Way. Good morning. And I got my little give thanks list you sent me.
Yes, ma'am.
I got the email with that on there. Thank you very much.
Yes.
I'm terrible about responding to emails.
That's okay. And that's okay. I'm bad. I'm getting work. I don't know if that's a thing, like with text and emails and everything. Like, and we all got the little thing. You just hit the thumbs up or whatever. But I get bad. So I get busy. I get preoccupied.
And this probably, I don't know if I don't think I'm the only one that at traffic lights I check things.
Yes.
I don't have time to respond.
I know.
And I set them aside, then I forget to respond.
Same.
Or
I'll see it when I'm out, and I'll say, okay, in my head, I have responded as far as like I've made a mental response, but I did not actually respond. So I'm trying to be better at that. But
I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be one of those that just doesn't touch my phone when I'm in the car. It's very hard. But when you're just sitting there at a traffic light, or if you're stuck in traffic, as I was yesterday, I had to drive to Murfreesboro in the middle of rush hour for a class for my teaching lessons. I've worked with traffic for so long, I have no patience with it.
No.
None whatsoever. And I just,
I did that tour of duty. I lived in Murfreesboro and commuted to Brentwood for like 2 years, right when I got out of college, just because I was broke and we already had an apartment in Murfreesboro, so I was just trying to get started after I graduated school. Yeah, I was in the car. I mean, and this was pre-Waze, pre any of this stuff, so you're just like, I was listening to you.
It's your turn to say.
Yeah, that's what I was listening to you already. I was like, all right, and say there's a wreck on 24 at Bell Road, da-da-da, so I got to go this way. Yeah. So you kind of had to literally, and then you'd flip around to try to catch the person. You know, there was several of y'all that did that. Yeah. No one did it better, of course, than you did. But
sometimes you'd hear me on multiple stations.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So you try to catch one of the reports when you were leaving in the morning to try to say, all right, what do I need to avoid here? And yeah, you saved me many times, I'm sure. So
I love it. I love it. But nonetheless, we just want to remind you that I don't know how we got off on that, Brian.
That's okay. It's a chat. It's a chat. It's a chat.
We had, if you missed the show Monday morning, Danny actually brought in Ruth Anna, who actually she was doing traffic at the same time. I didn't realize it, but she got laid off the same day I did from the same company. And oh my goodness, we had like a radio moment.
Oh yeah,
awesome. We had so much fun. Yeah, Danny's like, I knew it was just like throw it out the window. They're talking,
right.
And it was so funny, but yeah, we talk old radio sometimes, and radio is just different now. It
is way different, yeah,
way different. And I was talking to the kiddos yesterday, and because every now and then they'll ask me about the U-turn thing, because that's how their parents know me, and they're like, "Well, we don't listen to the radio anymore." And I'm like, "Yeah, we don't. I mean, a lot of people don't." Now, this thing, what we have going here, because of the Southern Gospel, it's got an audience all its own here, and it's growing, and because it fits a niche. So I don't know. I'm going down a rabbit hole. Did you hear Did you hear Terry?
No, I just came in.
Wonderland.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
The 7th, and that's the same day as the parade.
The December 7th. Okay, okay, because my kids always like to go, so that's good to know. And the parade is the 7th. Yeah. Okay,
so
good to
5:30. The parade on downtown, and then you can head out and you can walk through, just like they did last year. You can walk through and look at the lights, and so it's just to make an evening of it. So it'll be
nice.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, that's a great time of year coming. So yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We got to get through all this Halloween, man.
Halloween, and then we still got Thanksgiving, and we got all kinds of good stuff. So weather's about to change. Yeah.
Well, it's like I was telling Terry. I said we start the trilogy of holidays. We got to get through tonight, but then we head into Thanksgiving, giving thanks. And then the renewal, the birth of Christ, and that redemption, that new, just message of redemption when you start a new year.
That's right.
And how you get that every day. It's like a season that you focus on it. My old boss, Glenn Beck, came up with that, and I just love that. This trilogy of holidays starts on November 1st. You start just really being focused about the thankfulness, and then the miracle of the birth, and then that redemption for the new year. And
absolutely.
I love that package.
Right.
So anyway.
It's a great segue to what we've got going on right now, which is Give Thanks.
There you go.
That's just like set it up beautifully. We are rounding to the finish line here. As of yesterday, we had, through our 9-county footprint, had collected 1,183 boxes for families throughout our service area. That our goal. That's roughly our goal. Our goal is 1,200, so we're very close. And I think there was another like 10 or 15 that were kind of random. So I think we're pretty close to it. But obviously, we could always use more. What we are in need of right now, severely, are volunteers. If you are interested in driving and dropping off boxes, that's what we really need right now, because we distribute those out from different points. So we'll have a distribution point, obviously, here. We take care of that here. It's more of, if you work in Nashville, this is where we could really use folks, because it's just such a more of a vast area that we're trying to cover, and are interested in volunteering that day. It's November 12th. We'll be at Geodis Park, which is where the professional soccer team plays, and they just need folks to sign up to volunteer to take some of the boxes to these distribution points, which are our partner agencies that are actually going to give them to the community. So if you're interested in volunteering, please contact me, 615-780-2401, 615-780-2401. Very easy lift. You literally pull up, we load you up, you take it to the distribution point, they'll unload you. So we really just need people to drive. So if you're like, well, physically I can't load boxes, that's okay. If you can drive a car, that's what we're really needing, because it's just the way we do it. It goes to so many different outlets throughout our 9-county footprint. We need folks to drive from there to different points. I'm renting a truck like I normally do, and so we'll take care of out here, obviously, and then I'm taking some stuff to Clarksville. But we really just need, if you're in the Nashville area, you work in the Nashville area, that would be a big help for us. I know we have a lot of people that commute.
Oh, yeah.
That work over there anyway, and so if you work for a company that lets you get out for a couple of hours and do volunteering, or you just have a flexible job where you have that kind of freedom, we would love to have you volunteer. So again, contact me, 615-780-2401. I'll plug you in. But I know that's where we're short right now. So still collect boxes. If you were doing that, we will take those, and you can deliver those to the United Way of Robertson County office here in Springfield. It's corner of 5th and Main. Again, contact me at that number. We can set you up as far as when we want to meet, but we really need volunteers right now, because we're having trouble getting enough folks to get the boxes where they need to go, and so we don't want to tax the ones too heavy that are already helping. Yeah.
That's on the 12th?
That's on the 12th.
I'm guessing it's during the week then.
That's a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday.
That's a Tuesday, yeah.
What's the time? Do you
We'll be out there from like 9 to 12. So it's in the morning. You'll come and we'll load you up. Again, just contact me and I can get you the details. But we again, some of the out here, I could say where we are, but I take care of that because we're going to two points basically. So we've got that covered, but it's mainly the Nashville. And then from Nashville, there are some various points. So like if you live in the Cheatham County area, or you live in towards, different areas, but so.
We're just like my grandkids.
If you just want to drive, we need help.
Yeah. My grandkids are out in the Mountain Juliet area, so if
Yeah.
I'm going to be teaching, so I won't be able to do it. But that would be if you've got reasons to be in those
Right.
areas. Now, just like I haven't done mine yet, 'cause I'm doing with my grandkids. What is the actual deadline? I know you said it's
that week for us. So here locally, the week of that would be the week of November 11th. The 12th is on a Tuesday. If you can get them to our office by the end of that week, that gives us time to get them to United Ministries and our and Family Resource, our distribution points here. So then they can deliver them that week before Thanksgiving. That's the goal. We don't, because the week of Thanksgiving is always like, people are out, schools are closing, all that kind of stuff. We like to get them in people's hands that week. So the week of November 11th here locally, if you want to deliver to us, I will say typically during the day, if we're running the meetings, we lock our interior door. The foyer door, which is a public space, is open during the day. If we're not there for some reason, you can leave them there. That is a safe place to leave it. So we're not having to be there. But if you want to, just call me and we will meet you there. And if you need help unloading, if you're having physically you can't unload those, we will come out and unload them for you. So you can bring them to us and we will make sure that we get them, and then we will deliver them to where they need to go.
because I really want to do the shopping with my grandkids, and so I won't be able to do it this weekend, but I could do it on the 9th.
Yes.
I think after their basketball game. And so that's kind of, I mean, I'm going to be a last minute one for you, but I want to do it.
There's no such thing as last minute here. We need them, and we'll need them. If you say, hey, I'm out of town that week or whatever, I want to visit family, we will take them after that as well. We just have to have some kind of cutoff point. You know what I mean? Just to say, let our partners know how many boxes we're going to have. But if you bring them in the week after that, we will still get them over there. I promise you. The need never changes. But for this particular day of action, we have to have some type of cutoff point. And so that's the week we're doing distributions.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'll have a truck during that time too. So what I do is I will pick up, unload, load from our office, unload here. So that's typically my deal while I have a truck, because those boxes will have several hundred boxes. So yeah.
For sure. And it's a cool thing. And if you get out with your kids and let them pack the boxes, and then let them ask the why of it all and what you're doing and those kinds of things. And there's more families than you can imagine that have this kind of need. It was so interesting. I had just a random conversation with some students this week, where somebody said something about lunch, and one of them said something about, well, I get free lunch. And one of the other kids go, you get free lunch? And he goes, well, yeah. And it didn't really get into the fact that, well, it's because my family's got low income. And then somebody else in the room goes, yeah, I get free lunch too. And then the kid that obviously didn't was just shocked. You could see it in his face, like, I didn't know, because he knew what it meant. And there's more families like that than you realize. Ones that you don't think have a need that do.
Absolutely.
And I just thought that it just was very an eye-opening experience for me, as I watched him realize his close friends that were, well, I get free lunch. And he was like, Really? You know, 'cause there for a while, everybody did.
Yeah, and still that way at my son's school, which I don't know that I'm not smart enough to know all the classifications, but I know growing up, if people got free lunch, there was a stigma attached to it, unfortunately, and kids can be very mean when it comes to that kind of stuff. And you know, the lunch costs $1.25. I remember back in the day, I'm gonna age myself a little bit, but.
Hey, for me, it's 50 cents.
Yeah, right. But unfortunately, there was a stigma attached to it, and so I thought it was beautiful that at my son's school that it's just everybody got them, and so that you're not putting anybody in that position to where they gotta. I think there was a ticket they had to take up or something. I can't remember, but I do know people used to mess with people and it was so unfortunate because it's like. I promise you they did not choose to be in that situation where they needed a free lunch, and thank God that existed because we know now for a lot of kids the breakfast and lunch they got at school may be the only hot meals they get all week, and so how valuable those are and for those kids, and so you look at it through a different lens. But yeah, there was a stigma attached to it, unfortunately, and that it shouldn't be that way. But I love that I know my son goes to Coopertown Elementary. They all got lunch, and it's just they don't even think about it like that. It's just that you just go get lunch. So
we've talked about that from the Dr. Danny Weeks has mentioned that it is a ratio of the population, how much of the population needs it. Because I mean that's one thing with Greenbrier, we no longer all the kids don't get free lunch, but if enough apply for it. And they see, well, there's a high ratio of those who need it, then possibly next year it could be renewed to where that the whole school gets it. If like say I don't know, more than half need it, and but that's how they gauge that. But it's a time of giving thanks, but there's a thing that where a lot of people have need right now. And I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
United Way, they are the bridge builders to the nonprofit. So if you have something you want to do in the nonprofit world, they are great ones to ask about insight into what to do. So this year, I've always wanted to do something on Thanksgiving. Now, a lot of people, want to do that, but I never could because we had Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving Day. My mother, and especially here in the last 5-6 years, I had to make a lot of the things and take it. I would do the bulk of the Thanksgiving dinner and on Wednesday, and we would take it to Kentucky on Thursday. Well, my mother passed.
Yes, ma'am.
So now we're doing the new tradition. So we're doing our Thanksgiving Day after. So I want to volunteer somewhere on Thanksgiving Day.
Got you.
I'm thinking, is it Master's Table?
Master's Table has done it forever, and I know they've partnered with Springfield Baptist in the past, and they prepare meals that morning. So it's an early morning. You get up. So for a lot of people that do still celebrate on the Thanksgiving Day, they can get up in the morning and go serve and get those meals prepared and get them boxed up, and they deliver, and then they can still have lunch or dinner with whatever their family. But Master's Table has been doing that for years. I have not got. I'll get you confirmation of that, but I know. Because my sister's done that forever. I know with her family, that's something it's a tradition they do. So I'll get that confirmed, but I know that's been the go-to for something on Thanksgiving morning if you want to go volunteer. And as we know, they do some beautiful work here in this community and have fed a lot of people. So
and that's
throughout the year, not just Thanksgiving. Yeah.
And before I would have to be so early in Kentucky with everything, and there was just no way. And I don't know what. And I mean, you want to volunteer all the time. I mean, you want to do this all the time, but the idea of somebody not having a Thanksgiving meal on Thanksgiving Day just makes me so sad. And I just thought that would be a fun thing to do. That's one thing with our Celebrate Recovery on Wednesday night, because of my obligations in Kentucky, we never could meet on the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving because I just couldn't be there and I wasn't going to ask others to do it. And so this year we are going to do a Thanksgiving dinner for our Celebrate Recovery on Wednesday night up in Madison. And that's one of the things we're going to do is we're going to box up leftovers and send with people, so they'll have it the next day. And so, if you want to be a part of any of that, great resource. Call United Way and just say, where can I plug in? And they'll help plug you in. And if you want to help us on Wednesday night up at Madison, you can come help us as well.
That's right.
So, but just it's that season. What else have you got?
Great segue too. Is a lot of people have been asking about this, and we just got a great link this week. And I've texted you this already. So people have been asking about Hurricane Helene relief efforts and how they can volunteer and how they can get involved. We have partnered with the United Way, and Hands On is putting this together too. And so there is a link here, and I want to make sure I get the website correct. It is, there it is, www.volunteer-united.org www.volunteer-united.org. You just go to there, and then they will have all things volunteer related. And if you want to post that on your thing, where folks have been interested in getting involved and whatever you can do. And so it's a collective of everything in that area. And this will be your one-stop shop as far as if you want to get involved. And a lot of people, I had great spirit early on and wanted to help. And now they've got it kind of figured out a little bit on what they need a little more and how to funnel some of these volunteers and funnel this effort. So let's keep that energy up if you wanted to get involved. And there's a great link right there, and you can go from there. And they will pretty much guide you from there. So
there's tons of need. I mean,
so much.
It's just going to be, and it's going to be that way for a while. People who I've talked to that have gone up there, it's just breathtaking. Mm-hmm. It's going to be. I mean, honestly and truthfully, the just looking at the roads that have been washed out, I think they're going to have to move them because the amount of dirt they're going to have to put back, and I mean, I don't know what they're going to do on some of these roads and things that have been just completely destroyed, but homes to be rebuilt. I mean, there's one area where power lines are saying are going to be restored for a year. It's crazy. I mean, it's going to be an ongoing thing. So you're getting some skin in the game, getting your hands dirty. That physical work's always going to be needed, in your dollar, and that cash. Just quit taking water.
And here's some examples.
Lots of bottles of water.
They got plenty of that, I promise you. Sorting and distribution, it's all levels. General labor, damage cleanup, supply sorting. I'm just reading through these. Mm-hmm. Financial recovery, so that's ongoing, and they could always use that. Sorting, hanging and finishing sheetrock. Administrative support. So if you just like, I'm not good at that, but you're organized, they can use you there. There's a lot of those volunteer opportunities available. A lot of sorting and packing, home repair. So anything and everything. They furniture movers, people needing stuff moved, like they've got it. And you can go to that link, just click volunteer, which is on the main page. It'll get you there, and they have multiple shifts, and it's wide open. So if you're looking and want to get involved up there, that's a great resource.
There you go.
Yeah.
And you'll have plenty of time.
Yes. It's going to be a long road for those folks.
Let's go ahead and pause and do our break, and then you kind of look through your notes and see if there's anything we've missed that we haven't talked about, and we'll come back and continue with Brian Pulley with United Way. We've got an awesome United Way here. And just a great place to plug in and find out what's going on. But a great place, a great source if you're looking for something in real estate. Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty, our longest running full-time sponsor. We appreciate them when you see them. Thank them for being a part of what we're doing here at Ebenezer Broadcasting and one street over. Can't do it without them. And, people talk about wanting to sell their house or deal with the real estate market without a realtor. How? I mean, the paperwork and the legalese of it all, get a good realtor, one that knows the market. Barry and Rebecca, they've been in this area for nearly 30 years. They've been up in Cross Plains, but they've had such a diverse background. He's worked in Nashville. She was in radiology before she went into real estate. So they've worked all over. They're from Kentucky, just like me. So they specialize in Robertson County properties, but they also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and cross the state line in Kentucky because they've worked all over. Rebecca, one of the first in the area here to be a seniors real estate specialist. She's been at this a long time, so she knows her stuff. If you're somebody that's wanting to downsize, like Terry was talking earlier, if you got some property, maybe you want to donate a little bit of it for a park here in the city. They can, help you navigate those waters. What's it like, if you're wanting to live in Kentucky and work in Tennessee? They understand all that stuff and can help you navigate those waters. The marketing side of what Barry brings to the table is priceless when you're wanting your property seen in the best light, walk-through tours, drone footage, videography, photography that will make everything just pop when they start flipping through those listings. They look up their zip code, where they want to live, then they do. It's just like dating. They're flipping through, and man, if those things don't pop off the page, you may not get another look. So work with them in that way. They are part of the Exit team, a new branch in the tree with his brokerage office here in Springfield, her agency office in White House. They combined the two to stay with the same great team. They were with the Garden Gate team for many years, but they brought you a new branch in the Exit tree, Exit Prime Realty. Sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, or buy BUY, RobertsonCounty.com, or again, just Rebecca's number is 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425. Always please let them know that you turned Cincha. And as well,
Dr. K in here before to talk about Raise Your Hand, but just wanted to give them a little, if you're interested in getting another volunteer opportunity in tutoring local children here in the Robertson County area. I think they're working with 9 schools in the area. But Raise Your Hand basically is a program that connects students performing below the state standard with volunteer tutors to boost reading and math skills. And I've got some numbers real quick. Some of the results: they've served over 1,300 students, 47 participating elementary schools throughout our area, 77% overall increase in reading skills, 80% increase in math skills. And so if you're looking, it's a very light lift as far as time commitment, but they're looking for tutors here in the county, always looking for tutors here in the county. Let me know again, 615-780-2401, and we can get you plugged in. But great program. As all of us know, the emphasis was put on the 3rd grade reading and kids having to go to summer school and all that stuff that's going on. We're trying to get to them early to make sure that they're on par and they're testing where they need to be testing, so that then they can then perform in school the way they need to do and get their education. So I think it's an unbelievable program. You say, what's wrong with these kids these days? Well, there's a place you can go to kind of help them. Education is the foundation for everything that we do in this society, and for young people, if they have their education, the statistics just show that their life goes a whole different way. So just a great way to get involved. I always like to plug them real quick. And somebody brought up their numbers the other day, and it's just remarkable what they're doing, and they're right here in our county. So you can get involved right here.
If you haven't met Dr. K,
she's awesome.
Adorable.
She's great.
She is awesome.
She's great.
And she just brings the light, man.
Yeah.
We were talking about
smart people. I love being around smart people. I feel like I get just a hair smarter, just a touch. Just be around all these doctors and all these really educated people. Speaking of education, I was a PR major. That's not
right. Communications
Here we go. It was the one that had the least amount of math. That's what I was looking for. Yeah.
I'm just all my kids are math whizzes, and I was
always jealous of those people. I was like, how does your brain work that way? Because my brain has never ever worked that way. So
my kids say, if we've got one that's an electrical engineer, and his math, they're like, it's just magic.
Yeah, it's just they see it.
Magic.
It's like they just see it. It's clear. It's clear. But then if you ask some of those people, hey, read this thing and then write a paper on this, that you will watch their eyes go whatever. And for me, that was easy. You know what I mean? I could put that. So anyway, everybody's got their thing. God blesses us in different ways.
Yes, He does.
Yes.
We're all part of the body. But, and speaking of, I've got to give you a couple of Jesus.
I love it. I've been handing these out.
Hand them out.
Yes, ma'am. I got one riding in the car with me right now. So
get a little Jesus on somebody today, y'all. And again, darkness is not a thing. It's just the absence of the light. So on this day when too many people want to lean into the dark, just tell them it's not a thing. Just be the light and replace that darkness. And then we'll step into our season trilogy of holidays: Thanksgiving, praise for the miracle, and then praise for the redemption we have into the new year. Let's go, guys. Let's finish strong.
Amen.
2024. Thank you for joining us. This is
Does anybody here want to have a little church today? Does anybody here want to lift your hands in praise? Does anybody here want to testify